you want to be a part of a community of fitness that offers not a gym membership, but positivity, community involvement, encouragement, meal planning, support, and best of all, no judgment. If you want to be a part of this growing community, then follow us on Instagram at For The People To Be Fit. What are you waiting for? Pull out your phone. Follow us now. Who you with? For the people to be fit. Hey!
Oh gosh. Hello everybody. It's been so long. I missed you guys so much. I really did. But, you know, life takes you in different directions. You kind of got to go with the flow. Luckily, I had people that kind of filled in. Thank you to Misha B, Tiara. I think Big Gino came and filled in for me. I just thank everybody for kind of helping out with keeping the show moving forward. That's the thing. You have to have a village to stay in the business. You can't just, you know, things are going to happen. You still have to keep pressing. Wasn't going to give up the show because I love the show. I love being able to have a place to promote the things that I have going on. So that's why we stuck with it. So we would like to thank our sponsors, which is Peaceful Soul Collection. Please go in and stay tuned for some new items that are going to be dropping soon. We have some things that are going to be coming out for the holiday packages. So definitely stay tuned to Peaceful Soul. Go to peacefulsoulcollections.com. I'm sorry, peacefulsoulcollections.com and kind of see what we have going on. Any sales, specials, deals we have. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Peaceful Soul Collection. Okay, not Twitter. I hate Twitter. Twitter is my enemy. I can't get past 2 people, 2 followers, too much work. So I'm not on Instagram. So we also want to Simple Sweets. She just did an amazing class. If you've seen the video, I should have downloaded that video. I'll have that for you next week. I'll get that from her. But her class looked amazing, where she taught some other individuals how to make beautiful creations. It looked like it was a very nice event that she had. So I'm super proud of her. Simple Sweets, go look at her at simple_sweets on Instagram, and you will see all of her beautiful, lovely creations, as well as Girl Talk Atlanta. She's doing some phenomenal things as well. Please follow her on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter to see all of her events that she puts together to bridge the gap with women. So I definitely want you guys to all follow her too. She's doing some amazing things. There's some powerful people out here doing some great things, and we should support them. Also, if you have something you want to promote, or if you want to be a guest on BMSTE radio show, you could contact us on our webpage at bmsteRadioshow.com, or you can go follow us on Instagram and Twitter at BMSTE Radio, or you can email us at BMST Radio Show on Instagram and Facebook. I believe there's a Twitter page out there, but I don't know who's operating it because I hate Twitter. But you can also email us at bmsteradio@bmste.com. All right. Now we have a business spotlight that I kind of wanted to talk about tonight, and it's called For the People to Be Fit. If you were here about 2 minutes ago, you would have seen the intro video that I was actually in, and I'm taking part in this 31-day challenge for the people to be fit. And I have given up sweets, sugar, sodas, lemonade, and I work out almost 4 times a week. And I can tell you what For the People to Be Fit is not a exercise group. It is about motivating people like myself who find it very challenging to actually get out there and start working out. So what For the People to Be Fit is. It's about a community of individuals who have, whether it's health challenges, people who just want to get fit but need that extra support. That's what that network is about. And I would encourage you to go to For the People to Be Fit on Instagram and Facebook and kind of follow what it is that we're doing. We have accountability partners where we have to send our food to every month. I have lost some inches and pounds in the last 14 days that I have been doing this challenge. There's menus that come out for us to eat every week. And it's been fun because there are people who are like me, who have challenges working out and all that stuff too. So it's awesome to have a group of people who are kind of like on your level, and some are more advanced than others, but people who are there that are striving to do better and want to live better and live longer, to help and get that motivation, that extra push, that extra encouragement that you need to keep pushing. I see workouts online all the time and I'm like, there's no way I can do any of that stuff, but I have been doing some of that stuff. So I am very excited and very proud of myself for pushing through those things. Hasn't been easy. I've given some dirty looks and I've kind of been a little difficult, but I have been pushing through it. So that was cool. I really enjoy it. So I want you guys to please follow For the People to Be Fit on Instagram and Facebook. You'll actually, if you go there, you will see a video of me on that page actually working out. Be very entertaining for you all, especially people who work out all the time. You will see my form is not the greatest, but I did put the effort in to try. So, and each time I do it, I get a little better. Just this much better. Not this much, just this much. So there's been a lot going on. I didn't even get to talk to you guys about the play. We sold 220 seats on our first play. And I want you guys to take a look. I think I got a video for y'all to look at. I didn't put 2 videos in there. I only put 1? Oh, no. Shoot, I thought I sent 2. But anyway, I'll tell you about it. We sold 220 seats on our very first production. I just cannot tell you how floored I was when I looked out and seen so many people coming out to support and see the play. It was pretty flippin' phenomenal. So I'm very excited about that. And thank everybody. We were nervous at first, but we sold probably 200 of the 220 tickets within the last week. We probably sold more tickets the last 2 days of the play than we did the whole 2 or 3 months that we were advertising for the play. But everybody pulled through. They came through. We sold tickets at the door. It was just amazing. It was a beautiful event. We had some phenomenal feedback on the play. It was great. It was just great. And we are going to do it again, even though we said we weren't going to do it again, but we are going to do it again. There's been a lot of chatter and a lot of people wanting us to do it again. So we definitely are going to do that. So tonight, what are we going to be talking about? We got a conversation for y'all. It's kind of going within the same frame, and then I'm going to give sexual assault a little break, and we're going to come back with some new topics. This topic I'm doing tonight, I'm doing it because there's been some things that have come up in my life, and I wanted to kind of address a conversation that came up. So I'm going to go ahead and play the topic here really quick. Who is worse, a pedophile or the family members who protect them? What do y'all think? I didn't even put on, I lost the earring. Oh, well. I didn't even notice that until just now. I put 2 on, though. I was going to say, did I forget to put on earrings? And I looked at this one, and I do remember I did put on 2. So when we start talking about pedophiles and family dynamics, there are typically people in the family who know that someone has been accused, somebody has been, somebody knows that there's a pedophile in the family. And then you also have situations where people are or have been accused of certain things, but didn't make it to court. Charges got dropped a little lower. Charges were thrown out for different reasons, but that doesn't mean that the accusations were not there. And as people come into the fold, do you think it would be appropriate for people to actually tell you or tell the family member, hey, this is what's going on in the family. Nothing has ever been found. No one ever knows what happened. But just to give you a heads up, because you have children within that demographic, this is what's happening. I think that's a common courtesy, and then give that person the opportunity to make their own decision whether or not they should have their kids around that particular person. So my question is, do you believe that if you are a family member who knows that, knows that there is a pedophile in the family, should you also, this is the second question, should you find yourself, should you get in trouble as well if that person does strike again? If that person has another situation where they are have taken on a different person or a different person that they are sexually assaulting or molesting, and you as a family member know that that person is a target and you don't say anything, should you be held accountable for that offense as well? What do you think? I had an awesome comment on Instagram that I'm going to read. It was a great perspective. I'm going to read that to y'all because I thought it was great what she said. So this person says, it is a generational issue, but the ones they protect are ultimately as responsible as the pedophile. Those victims may grow up and self-medicate through drugs, sex, and relationships, but never seek mental health for their trauma, which causes them to have unhealthy relationships, usually for their entire lives, and they aren't even aware of it. They become parents, and because they haven't taken steps to heal, may cause that pain on their. They may put that pain on their children. Oh, we have a call. So 1 second. Hi, thanks for calling in BMSTE Radio. Who do we have on the line?
Yes, I am Siobhan Bowman, and I would like to respond to the last question.
Okay.
They aren't even aware of it.
You have to turn your radio down.
That's the heal.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Can you hear now?
Yes, I can.
I'm still there following on. I came in on the tail end about the pedophile, and I just want to hear the question read again, if that's possible.
Sure. So what we're talking about mainly is when you have a pedophile in your family, and you know that there is a pedophile in your family or someone who has those accusations, and that pedophile takes on another victim and you know about it, should you be held accountable as well for not sharing that information?
I think that you should be held accountable, because if that person takes on another person and you stood by withholding information, you're allowing that person to say that it's okay and that you are agreeing with that and understanding that it's a scary opportunity or a scary moment at that time. But by you not saying anything, you're encouraging the act that has taken place. That's my feedback.
And do you think what do you think is worse, the pedophile or the actual family member who's protecting the pedophile?
Both, because technically neither person is protecting the victim. So both is actually worse, if you ask me, because the pedophile definitely should be behind bars for doing whatever he or she may do. And the person is like what is it called? When you commit a crime and you drive in a car, an accomplice.
Uh-huh.
Is that the word? Yeah, I think that's the word. So it's like that type of person. Like you are initiating, you are encouraging that bad behavior. So you should hold just as much fault as the pedophile holds the fault.
Okay,
That's my thought.
thank you for calling in for the comment. But since you are on the line, we did a few moments ago talk about for the people to be fit. Would you like to go ahead and throw something in about for the people to be fit?
I sure would. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to have this time to do so. So, For the People to Be Fit was generated for 6 original members who all were going through either high blood pressure, sugar diabetes, Sjogren's, anxiety, just weight problems, period. And I wanted to start something that I can be a support system for all of the family members and that were close to me and in my life. So I started For the People to Be Fit, not only to be by their side, but to also encourage other people. So it's not a gym membership, of course. It's a community involvement where we're just trying to encourage one another, encourage people to get up, to get motivated, to get started. It's positivity, it's support, it's no judgment whatsoever, and it's just somebody being by your side for when it seems so challenging for a person to get to a gym because they're always discouraged by the fees or how many people are in there or don't know exactly what to eat and what to cook or just how to even just start. So For the People to Be Fit is that person or those people that actually want to be by your side to encourage you. And it's on Instagram. We're doing this viral so you can stay in touch with us. If you just add us at For the Number, The People, the number 2, the initial B, and Fit. We're on Instagram as well as Facebook. We would like you to go in and engage with us, tag us if you're at the gym, tag us with your eating, so that it could be a community environment where we all will be viral with it and we will be affecting everybody, no matter if you already fit, you're trying to get fit, or you're thinking about getting fit. We want you to be a part of it because we're trying to make this, spread like it's a disease, but a good disease.
Awesome. We're going to go ahead and play your video one more time since you called in. Thank you for calling in and giving your feedback on the topic. But we're going to play your video one more time.
Thank you.
Perfect timing.
Do you want to be a part of a community of fitness that offers not a gym membership, but positivity, community involvement, encouragement, 1, again, 2, good job, let's go, one more time, meal planning, support, and best of all, no judgment? If you want to be a part of this growing community, then follow us on Instagram at For the People to Be Fit. What are you waiting for? Pull out your phone. Follow us now. Who you with? For the People to Be Fit. Hey!
Uh-oh. We came back, but we have someone else here. Who is this?
Tiara J, everybody.
She's back. So we are going to do a couple of different things. So we are going to take, again, spin BMSTE radio show a little different this season. We're still working on trying to get that together. My fault, not anybody else's. But we are working to bring you a new kind of show with different faces as well as my face, and to kind of broaden the scope of individuals who watch and tune into our show every week. So we are definitely excited. As some of you know, Misha B, she is home with the flu, but she will also try to be one of our co-hosts as well. But we have some new things coming up. We're going to tighten it up within the next couple weeks, play around with it, but hopefully we're going to get, a great show put together for you guys. Yes. But we were just having a conversation. Okay. And I will ask you your opinion.
Okay.
What do you think, well, I need to ask you this. Who do you feel is worse, the pedophile or the family who protects the pedophile?
Oh gosh, that's a loaded, hard question. I think the pedophile is worse because with the pedophile, it's like you're around us, you're watching us, you are basically, watching my every move as a parent or a family member, and then watching the child at the same time. So you know what I like, you know what the child likes, you know how to get into our head because you're there, you're around.
Grooming.
You're definitely grooming. You're grooming us as the adults, and you're molding the child. So the child can be comfortable when you want to pounce and attack.
That's awesome. You know you're the only one who picked.
Really?
Everybody else was saying both.
They're definitely worse, but I just, knowing stories from different family members and friends even, and hearing the story, it's like the pedophile's the worst.
Mm-hmm. I think they're very manipulative.
Very.
And they have a way of manipulating people into believing, and they befriend you, and they really make you feel like, they have your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
I do believe that the pedophile is the most manipulative.
Yeah.
And they're good at camouflaging, just at camouflaging with their true agendas.
They are, yeah. Definitely a wolf in sheep's clothing. Definitely. And as far as the family members that try and cover up who they are and what happened, it's just sick. It's really sick because at the end of the day, that was your child, or it's a family member. How would you feel if that happened to you? How could you basically harbor someone like that? How can you not want to see justice?
Do you think pedophiles belong in jail, or do you think they need help? I guess it goes back to are some crimes people commit because they're actually really sick? Or is it a crime because we all know that it is bad to do these things? I think they need help in jail. I think they should seek help in jail. So you think it should be a jailable offense?
Yeah, you definitely need to be in jail. You need to learn your lesson. And I think they should be in general population as well.
Are you trying to make them pay?
Yes. Yes, ma'am, because it's like it's men and women in jail that can't see their family members. So for you to harm someone, that resonates with them, and that hits home for them, because it's like, you're out here hurting your family. You're in jail because you hurt a family member. I'm in jail for hurting, whatever offense, they did that got them in there. And I want to go home and see my loved ones, but I can't. But you out here hurting them? Oh, yeah. Definitely going to make you pay.
So I guess my thing is, I think that, as a parent, you try to make the best calls for your kids.
Yeah. And
then when something happens that you feel like you could have or you should protect them from, and I think that it's easier. I think it would be easier for a parent to grasp a concept when it's somebody down the block and you don't know them. But the fact when it's a pedophile and it's somebody that you actually know, that's the part that makes it hard to feel.
Yeah.
Then for you to know that there are people within the family that could have, whispered in your ear and told you that, certain things are going on, and they don't. Do you feel like they should be held accountable too for what happens to somebody's child?
Absolutely, especially if they know exactly what's going on and what happened to the child. Because why wouldn't you tell me? You know something like this. And I know it's eating you up inside, but for you to not tell me what's going on and, and you allow this to happen for years. Some people are hurt and molested and raped for years and years. And it's just sad, and it messes the child up in the head for like it will take a long time for that child to be right.
But I think it doesn't just affect the child. I think it affects the whole unit.
It does. Absolutely.
And because I think everybody feels betrayed. Everybody starts questioning, what they could have done or what they should have done.
Yeah.
But the child is also completely impacted. And I think that when we don't hold ourselves and each other accountable for these types of things, I think that's what is part of the problem, why these individuals tend to take victim after victim, because nobody wants to say anything. And that was kind of like the premise of the play. Like, if you know what's going on in your family, do you tell? Do you send that person to jail? Or what do you do? And then it's easy to say, I think somebody else had made a comment that it's easy to say what you would and would not do in that situation.
Oh, they definitely got to go to jail. I don't care who it is, what it is. You going to jail. You going to jail. You disrespected me. You what's the word? You violated me. I trusted you. I trusted you around
your most prized possession.
Yeah, my mini me. Like, definitely not. Definitely deserve everything they've received.
So, how do we, as a community? Because I was doing some research, and there are situations where you think as a parent, hey, I want to go to my friend Sue's house. Sue has a brother, a dad, or whatever. You do as a parent, you do your due diligence. Even in your neighborhood, you may do a sex offender list, you may pull it. But there are people who are actually sex offenders who have cases that were put against them. Like we were saying earlier, they were downsized. They may have been dropped. And you may have a couple of cases that have been dropped. And as a parent, you think you're doing your due diligence by checking it. But if your neighbor had 3 claims that never actually got prosecuted and never found guilty, never made it to the sex offender list, and you do your research and you don't see any of that stuff, like, what can we do to make things more visible so that parents can make more educated decisions on where they allow their kids to play? Because what I don't understand is in a lot of school systems, you have to go through extensive background checks. But we're also seeing on the news that there are a lot of teachers, a lot of substitute teachers who are sexually assaulting kids, coaches. So if they're having to do these background checks and they're passing the background checks and they're still getting into the schools and they're still being pedophiles, how does that work? Like, how do we protect our kids?
Well, I think that should change no matter
Absolutely.
how big or small it is. I don't care. I don't care if you looked at them wrong or told that child to touch themselves, and that makes it like you didn't do anything. You still did something. So I think the rules must be changed. The laws must be changed. That is still an offense. That is an offense, because my daughter's at the age where she wants to spend the night out, and she wants people to spend the night over my house, and it's just like, I don't really do that. You really can't go over nobody's house. They can come over mine, because I'm not going to do nothing to your child but correct them and check them if they grown. I'm not going to do nothing but correct them and check them. And it's hard. It's hard to balance out. Well, they seem cool. I met them a couple of times. We went out. We took them on a play date a few times. And a few times they might have brought their older son or their brother, or their husband or boyfriend. It's like, they seem cool. So it's hard, because it's like you want your child to live their life and to know a little bit about the world, but you don't want them to know that. That is hard. That is hard to give your child an opportunity to, just have a little freedom, and then they become violated in that way. It's hard. It is so hard.
It's like I'm just like, where do you, because there, and then on the other side of that coin, there are people who are falsely accused.
Yeah.
And then they get put into these boxes where they're now a level 1 sexual a sexual assault on the sex registry. And and then they're put on this list as being a sex offender, but it really wasn't as major as somebody that should be put on there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no balance. I don't think there's a balance to any laws that we have.
Yeah. There isn't. It's just
it's like some people are falsely accused, other people are
get slaps on the wrist, and you're like, really? The whole judicial system needs a cleanse, a total cleanse, top to bottom. Definitely. It's ridiculous.
Because you would think when you see all these teachers, AAU coaches, people who are teaching, there's a lot of little programs out here that, parents send their kids to: cheerleading camps, basketball camps, after school programs, and they're doing all these different things. And we're assuming that the people who are employing these individuals are doing their background checks. Because I know when I got my job, I had to do an extensive background check.
Yeah.
But there's something wrong with the background checks that these people are able to get into these types of situations.
I think that it's crazy because when I want to go on field trips with my daughter, we have to do a background check. They want you to.
Really?
Yes.
When did that start? Does she go? Let me ask you this: does she go to public or private school?
Public.
Really?
Public and DCPS. It was a few years ago when I first decided to want to go on field trips with her, and they did a background check on me. They did a background check just to go on a field trip.
Really?
And I was like, I only want my daughter.
Were you trying to volunteer at the school or just do the background?
Just chaperone on a field trip.
Really?
Yeah, and I said, I'm just going to chaperone her. If I have to go through all this, then I won't go. But I said, you know what? Okay, I see what's going on. I understand, and I did it.
So, did you have to do that each time you went on a field trip,
No.
or was it one time per school year?
It was one time. Period.
Really? And then they pay for it. I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yes. They paid for it. But you have in DCPS, you had to do a background check. And I was like, I've never heard of this before. I'm just a parent. I just want to go with my child. I don't want a group of kids. I just want my kid. Yes.
Wow, that's interesting. I like it though.
I definitely do.
But I didn't know that my youngest is like 22, so field trip days were long ago.
Yes, so the rules have changed since then.
But I think it's because of the things that are going on in our community that have made times change.
Yeah.
I think that it's a great practice, but then again, you have parents who may have a felony because of something that was nonviolent.
Yeah.
That it could prevent them from being able to be with their kid on a field trip. But again, I guess it's all about choices. But I think that if someone has done their time and they've paid their debt, they should be able to have the freedom to start over.
Absolutely.
And if they get in trouble again, they got to pay their debt to society again. But until then, we just can't assume that they're going to go back and not allow them to have a life. Right. I don't know. That's just that's a whole nother topic.
Yes.
So where do we go? Like, we have family members who potentially have information that could stop another child from being molested. And if you know that this person is sick and you know that they're going to continue to strike, what do you think it is that prevents them from just saying, look, anonymous call to the police, and you say, I have a family member. They are consistently molesting kids. They're not getting caught. We need to have an investigation, something done.
The question is, what was stopping them? I don't know. Like, I think in the back of their head, they're probably having a battle with themselves. Like, oh my gosh, they really did this. Like, after all these years, after everything that we've been through, I can't believe that they actually did that. I think they're having a battle within themselves.
I'm just thinking about how is it to sleep at night, knowing that you have information that could have prevented another child from going through something like that.
I don't think they sleep. They can't. You can't. Like, how can you act normal around that person? How can you act around the child, around the parent? Like, and these are people that you know. This is supposed to be your family. You've been around them for years. You trust them. You trust them. You know, I really don't allow my child to spend the night over everybody's house. It's a select few, and you know, my mom, my second mom, you know, her aunt, my siblings, you know. It's hard, though. It's hard because you just don't know.
So if a person is accused more than once and never convicted, do you assume they're innocent?
No.
If someone is not convicted, though, that means that it has been proven that nothing went wrong.
Or they don't have enough evidence to build a case against them.
So do you think that if someone is not convicted of a crime, should we be condemning them for a crime that they're not convicted for? Is that wrong?
No. Because you said if they've been accused more than one time for the same thing.
The same crime.
Oh, definitely. It's not wrong for us to condemn. Well, we really wouldn't condemn. We just know this is who you are.
And we got to move accordingly.
Yes. Now we have to act accordingly towards you and around you. Definitely.
So do you think more than one accusation means that it's something that warrants you to look into, or is it something that you would say, maybe, but you kind of know the person and you kind of think that, you know what, these people couldn't be really talking about this, but it's
Not
all a
them.
part of the grooming. It's about the manipulation. And that's what that stuff comes in at.
It's crazy because it's like we think we know people, but we really don't know people.
Preach.
People can keep some things from you for a while, sometimes forever, and when you find out, it's like, damn, really? You didn't feel as if I could be trusted with this information. You didn't want to tell me about this, you know what I'm saying? And for me to find out maybe by another person, maybe I didn't find out from you, maybe I was embarrassed and I found out another way, that's more hurtful, you know. So we really think we know people and we really don't know people. That's why it's always a good thing to, you know, get around them and talk to them, because 9 times out of 10 a person will tell you who they are if you sit back and listen.
And some things that we have to do as parents is be more vigilant.
Yes.
We tend to want to say, you know, a kid is acting out and just being rebellious. But there could be something behind that rebellion. It could be something behind that situation on why that child is misbehaving. We have to be more conscious of signs.
Yes.
If a child is being sexually assaulted, or if child says they don't want to go somewhere, don't force them. We sometimes think that, you know, kids just should be seen and not heard. And I think that where that is a great sentiment. But we also know back in that day that there were a lot of things that were unspoken because kids were supposed to be seen and not heard, that these then individuals grow up and they're not able to love and because we told them that they were not able to talk.
Yes.
So I think where some of the old values of raising kids were great, but I do believe that there's some things that we have to change. We do have to listen to our kids and pay attention to them, make them comfortable to come to us and tell us what's going on. And don't just assume that a child who's acting out is acting out because they have behavioral problems or they have ADD or they have ADHD. Let's dig a little deeper with the kids to find out exactly what is going on, what's triggering the behavior. Because there's a lot of things that are going on that, you know, we think that we know everything as parents, but we don't.
We don't. Sometimes that's a cry for help. Like, I need you to listen to me. I need you to hear me. So I'll do this because I know this will get your attention. This will get you to stop ignoring me and say, what is going on with you? What's wrong with you? Why are you acting like this? And I don't try to be my daughter's friend by any means, but I talk to her about a lot of stuff because she needs to know, because I would rather her hear it from me than for someone else to show her. And I'm just going to be a wreck after that.
And parents also be conscious of you being groomed by your pedophile. So if it's a neighbor, a family member who is being extra nice to you, going out their way to make sure you're good and building that trust and making sure that they're on your side. Not saying that everybody that's nice to you is going to do something to your kid, but just be aware of the signs of someone grooming you. And grooming your situation, especially if they know that your situation isn't that great. And they know that there is a way to get in the middle of that, to kind of be the rescuer. And you know what, I can help you with your son while you go back to school. I can help you with your daughter while you pick up that extra shift. Be mindful and probe a little bit when people are coming to you being super nice. I think that we've done a lot of shows, and I think, I'm going to mix it up a little bit, but I am going to do a show about grooming and how parents can be more vigilant when someone is grooming them and their situation, and signs that your child could be sexually assaulted or molested and you just not know. So I think that information is just as important, and that conversation is just as important as any other conversation that we had here, to educate parents on this particular topic, because you could be being groomed right now and think that this person is just really being there to support you and helping you get through your situation, but they're really doing things to your child that you're just not aware of. So we want to make sure that you have the tools and the skills to be able to identify that type of situation.
Yes. And I just looked up, this was this documentary that I saw on Netflix, and it's a roller coaster. When I say emotional roller coaster about pedophiles, it's an emotional roller coaster, and it's called Abducted in Plain Sight. It came out a few months ago, maybe in February, March, and it was really good.
What is it about?
So it's about a guy. His name was Robert Berchtold, and he was a family friend. He would come over all the time, and he would basically, he was grooming the mom, the parents, and the children. He would buy ice cream for everybody, so he would get like that alone time with the particular young lady. And it got so crazy to the point where he started messing with the mother and the father. Like, it was like, it's crazy.
It's a documentary?
It's a documentary.
So it's true?
It's true. It happened. He abducted her twice. The first time, they didn't think nothing of it. They just thought that he told them that he was taking her on a camping trip. And he was gone for like a week and a half or 2 weeks or something. And I don't know I forgot how they got back home. But the second time, it was years. He took her across country. Changed her identity and everything. So you guys got to see it. It's called Abducted in Plain Sight.
Wow.
It's an emotional roller coaster. You have to watch it tonight. You gotta
watch that.
I'm gonna watch it tonight again too.
I'm gonna watch it and give you guys my reviews.
Yes.
But next week when we come back, hopefully we'll be ready to have some fun topics, less serious topics. We are going to be talking about who knows what, but it's going to be something fun, lighthearted, maybe something relationship driven. I haven't done that in a while.
That'll be good.
I heard somebody wrote a post today about they are free.
I am free.
And no longer crying. So that's awesome too.
Thank you.
So maybe we'll do a show about, once you get free, what does that look like for people? Is it hard for women to bounce back from, being in long-term relationships? What does it look like to get back into the dating scene? Where do you date? Do you do online dating? Or how do you get back in the swing of it after you've been married or in a relationship?
Yeah.
Because the game has changed. I've been married for...
It has.
I have been married for 17 years. If I had to go back out there and date again, I don't even think I had a patience. Because the game has really changed.
Slim to none.
You got your relationships all on social media. You can look on social media and see the dude you dating on with his wife. I mean, it's just crazy.
It's crazy. And then they'll say, I ain't talking to nobody. What? It's just conversation. It's just entertainment. I ain't talking to nobody. We'll see.
Let's talk about what is it like getting back and dipping your foot back into the dating scene after you have been single for a while.
I'm excited. That is going to be awesome.
And let's look up online dating versus, meeting somebody in the grocery store and at church.
Okay. That is going to be fun. That's going to be fun. Pros and cons.
Find a little game to play.
Yeah. We can do that.
It'll be fun. We'll do something fun next week. No more heavy topics for a little bit. We're gonna take a break unless something happens in my life to make me have to come on here and vent. But other than that, we're gonna have some great topics. We're gonna have new energy, and we're gonna get back into people coming on. We're gonna just have a great time.
Yes.
So we appreciate you guys tuning in. Introduce yourself and tell people how they can find you.
So I'm Tiara J. Again, guys, you can find me on Facebook, Tiara Johnson, Tiara Johnson. What's my Instagram name this week?
You change it?
I do.
Why?
I don't know. Tiara the Crown, Tiara the Crown _ That's my name.
Oh my God, I could not do that. I can't keep up with passwords, let alone keep changing my Instagram name.
My name, that was my name before, so I just changed it back because it was Tiara the Crown Jewel. But now, and then it was the Tiara J brand. Now it's back to Tiara the Crown.
I couldn't do it. I'm old, y'all. And then I want to have because we're in different age brackets too. I think Misha B's different, Tiara's different, and I'm different. It would be nice to have a little convo about the different generations and how we all see things in different views, because we all know Misha B is off the chain, and her views are a little different than mine. Not a little, they're just totally complete opposite. And I think Tiara is more in the middle of that, so I think it'll make for great conversation. But next week we're gonna have a great conversation. We're gonna talk about helping you women getting your feet wet. We're gonna look up some places for single women to go.
Yes,
where are good places? So we're gonna have fun this week getting ready for next week's show. So you guys have a great day, and we will see you guys next week. Follow us at BMSTE Radio Show, and looking forward to seeing you next week, Monday at 7.
Good night.